Okay, what's up, you guys? We're back, and I know it's been a while since I've done a segmentation, but here we go. Here we go. This is actually an update from today. We was just on doubling our socks in a very fragile time of the winter here in Louisiana, and I say it's fragile because I say it's fragile because most of the time during our winter season in Louisiana, it's like busting 60, 70 degree weather. And with that being said, shit, you can hop in a pool of water in 70-degree weather, and it's literally like certified wintertime. Like certified, put your heaters on, double your socks, put on your gloves, tidy up, cozy mode. You know what I'm saying? But here we still get those blazing temperatures. And what I like about it, being that I was born in October. My birthday is October 7th. And for you guys, that may be easy to pronounce, but for me, it has been the hardest throughout my years. They say, what's your birthday? And I'm like, October 7th. But it doesn't come out like that, like in my younger years. It come out like, stumbly and all jumbled up. So I say that I've pretty much been like a karate spy kid since, like, as long as I can remember. But I'm glad that I'm able to get a segmentation in with you guys. We have just completely accomplished something monumental over the past couple of days, and we're still getting those things accomplished. Just for the 2021, congratulations to Joe Biden. And I believe his full first name is was it Joseph? They said that I'm sorry. I didn't know what it was, evidently, because I was thinking his name was Joe Biden. Through the entire campaign, they hosted this man with his name being Joe Biden. Now all of a sudden, here comes his inauguration, and he's not Joe Biden anymore. He's Joseph Biden. Who the hell did we put in the seat? But anyway, I don't know what it said on the ballot, y'all, because blood all on that bitch. I went Trump. This this the iconic part about it, though. This the ironic part about the whole situation with me voting for Trump, and I'm able to say it now because that shit's over and done with. We already have our presidential candidate inaugurated and he's now serving as the 46th president of these United States of America, and that's pretty impressive. But what's so ironic about me voting for Trump this term is the fact that last term I didn't vote for him. I don't know who I voted for, to be honest with you. I just chose somebody randomly on the ballot because I didn't feel like anybody that was at the forefront of the presidential campaign was worth my vote. So I feel like that's ironic that I voted for a candidate that I disqualified within myself last term and was like, give it to him again, motherfuckers. No, we have Joseph Biden as our president now. And, I'm so proud of the country that we're able to maneuver around all those situations we consider uninvolving as far as communities outside of politics. Because we are involved. You know, you don't have to sit at the Oval Office with your boots kicked up in order to be involved within the situation. Definitely when it comes down to our country, you know what I'm saying? Definitely when it comes down to these United States of America, where you can just be walking into the store to buy a bag of Skittles and all of a sudden you're like this huge terrorist that needs to be gunned down and shot. But with all seriousness, you guys, I'm about to change this angle that we talking in. And y'all know I get real personal with you guys. Right now, I'm sitting in one of the broken down ass vehicles in back of the yard. My dad is a mechanic, has always been a mechanic. And as a mechanic, we all know that every single car that come across your machine is not able to be just thrown back on the road like that. Sometimes it's really like, okay, this shit junkyard. You know, it's not useless. It's junkyard. You know, have y'all ever been to one of those scrap yards? Okay, you guys, I'm gonna talk about it because it brings back a memory, and I loved it. I fucking loved it. Y'all know what a scrap yard is? Y'all know what a scrap yard is? A scrap yard is it's like a junkyard, but on a higher scale. And I say that because the one that I went to is called, like, it's legitly called a scrap yard, not a junkyard. And they had cars on top of cars on top of cars just lined up in a row by row by row. And you can walk in between these rows. They have a good little space for you to do your thing between these rows. And it's sitting on about 2-3 acres of land. And when I get there, when I finally put my foot into that type of experience, it's the winter time, right? And I'm not really one at the time for dressing cozy because, like I say, our winters are like summers. You know what I'm saying? It can snow one day and then it's 70 degrees the next. You know, it's like, what y'all doing? But but I go to the scrapyard. I'm dressed for success, you know, and it's cold as fuck. But I enjoyed it because I got to see the process people make. Something so simple, just taking a bunch of things that somebody like me, I'm not a mechanic, will call junk and throw it out and get rid of it. You know, it can be monetized and the value can be placed right back into your community instead of devaluing because you're ignorant of how it operates outside of its norm. But back to all this other stuff, right? So we in 2021. For anybody who don't know, my iPhone 8 just experienced a software update. And now I have this little green dot in the corner. Every time I make a video, every time I'm taking pictures, whenever I pull up my camera, there's this little green dot in the corner. It's amazing. It's so amazing. But then every time I get a phone call from somebody online, there's also that little green dot. You know, and it's not always a little green dot, you guys. It's not always a little green dot. Sometimes it's an orange dot and it flickers and it turns into green. And I love it because it gives me like this spooky vibe. Like, you ever had just your creativity and your visuals come up right before you as soon as you click an idea? you can see it, and I'm like, wow, like that's like word up to my iPhone 8 software update, because orange and green was genius. I feel like it highlighted everything about what my phone is going through right now. I just appreciate it so much. What I don't appreciate is the fact that today is very, very stormy in our forecast today, and it's cloudy outside. It's very gray, so it's very dim. Although I'm loving like the feature highlights going on, my camera does this thing sometimes where it flashes in and out of tones and highlights like at the same time. Like it would be, you know, zoomed into one area and then zoom into a different area, just like boom. And it would take it, like if I would get close like this and then I was to get backed up like that, sometimes it would like just like cast a shadow on itself. And you know, it's usually at the worst times. It's usually at the worst times that you can ever imagine. Like when you're making an ugly face. But I've learned a lot about those ugly faces that we can make. And shit, it still get me. Like it was I've been editing my material all of the time. Like, let's just go segmentation. Let's just go. I edit my material 100% of the time. Nobody else is doing that. It's just me, right? Mess around. I've been losing like interest. Like when I say the ugly side of things, like those things that we really don't want nobody else to see. We really don't even want to re-see it our damn self. So we just throw it in the fucking trash. Like that's what I did. And I don't regret it because I permanently deleted it. So, you know, it kind of left no room for regret because there was no more storage of what you once will regret. But anyway, it's really hard to edit your own stuff. We into 12 minutes. Just shouts out to all of the editors that do their thing in the in the film industry, because that shit's boring and nobody really wants to do that. You just want to keep everything in, you know? That's what it's really at. And but that shit's lame. And like 13 minutes has fallen upon us. And I have remembered that orange dot. But right now we're in the green dot. And I'm not sure if you can see the green dot, but while I'm recording, I'm able to see it. And if I was to screen record, which I've been having to do lately, and as an editor, I have not been happy about my screen recordings via my Apple, okay? I had got a shot of a field, right? It was a really long field. And I got my shot and I tied my fucking rag on it because I had to put the phone level to a pole, and it was windy and have nowhere to sit. The ground was fucking moist. And I was like, I'm gonna record right here. I get to the phone, right? It's not recording. Oh, I was out there for a while. I was out there before, like, really realizing I need to get to my phone. Although, I'm going to be honest with you, I did have thoughts of, let me go check on my phone, but I never let it happen. And I guess it's because of how far distant the phone was with me in the big open field. But that's what I wanted to do. And so that's how it happened. It didn't record. Like, I didn't get any of it. And I hated myself. You ever just notice something and you ask yourself, was that always there?